Hi, I'm Brendan, and I'm doing a video today on a special motorcycle. This is a really particular motorcycle, but there's not that many around. There's only about 110, even though the manufacturer had planned to make 750. It's a limited edition bike, but I figured, what the heck, if I'm going to be working on this thing a lot, which actually I kind of am, I may as well do a video when I do work on it, so that some of the other folks out there with these bikes don't have to go through the same experience as I did trying to figure it out. But most likely, I think you'll probably recognize the bike. Here, take a look. Today we're going to talk about the distribution box. That's basically the heart of the whole motorcycle, where all the wires come together. And it looks like this. This is where all the wires of the bike come together, and it turns out that embedded in this little puppy is the turn signal relay. Yeah, the flasher relay. You'll notice that there's circuit breakers on it. And these circuit breakers will trip if it gets too hot or the load is too much. There's a starter relay that's been built into it. And because there's not an awful lot of room on the Captain America, like on most CMC bikes, they would put them underneath the gas tank. Because you can't do that with a peanut tank and there's just no other place to put them, they put them under the motor above the skid plate. And that's really not the best place for it because the motor's hot and the skid plate's hard and it's a hardtail and it's bouncing up and down, and yeah, it's just kind of make a perfect storm for something to just go out because it's open to the elements and oil everywhere. There's an oil breather tank there, hose there, so there's oil all over the place, all that fun stuff. But interestingly enough, this part lasted for 19 years. That ain't bad. So my flasher started to go out. I had to do some investigation work. How do I find who makes this? There's no number, there's no name, there's nothing on it. And after a bit of investigation, I've determined that it was actually manufactured. The original equipment manufacturer, OEM, was Thunderheart. And I called them up and talked to them. They put an engineer on the line. We talked for a bit, and it turns out, yeah, I remember those old boxes. We have a new one. Yeah, kind of a shock, right? 19 years go by, but yeah, they actually do. So this is the new Thunderheart box that replaces the old one in the chopper. And you'll notice there's a few little differences on it. Different connectors, but the thickness is roughly the same. The back's, generally roughly the same, although this has, I don't know if you can see them, but it has LEDs in it. And these LEDs will light up telling you if you have a fault or, there's a misdone ground or it's pulling too much juice. That's kind of nice. But of course, these aren't the same as these, which are hanging down on the bike now, right? So for a nominal fee, and actually it's really not too much, they send you this kit so that you can go ahead and adapt the wires, the new type of connectors, to your old ones. That's nice. You don't have to rewire it or any of that. Just take these adapters, plug them into your old wires, pop them into here, and you're ready to go. But look, a cover. Isn't that nice? One of the things that drove me nuts, this thing's been hanging under the bike, under the motor for 19 years, and it kept going. Personally, I like the cover idea. Let's have a cover on this puppy. Couldn't hurt, right? They call it a wire basket. I call it a damn cover, and I'm happy to have it. So that'll be kind of nice as well. The other thing they sent me, which is really nice, they sent me the full instructions on how to do it. It has all sorts of pictures in it, and you can look in there and see how it's done, which is nice, but it also has full schematics of the parts. And that's really can be helpful. So we'll go through, it shouldn't be too much of a job, and hook this back up. And wow, I may have signal flashers again. That would be kind of nice. You know, after 19 years, that's not a bad thing. And Thunderheart's known as having good products. Well, apparently so. So I'm kind of cautiously optimistic that it shouldn't be too much to get it plugged in and have it up and running. Hoping that there isn't some other misdone ground or something along the way. But, well, you can come along and find out with me. And, God willing, this chopper will get back on the road. Let's go see. Okay, so I've got those three in there. Looking at my diagram, looking from the back side too, or the front side. I've got them all connected. There's all of the connectors in there. There's just these left to go to the other wires, and this one, which will go to the board itself, which is nice. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. It's all hooked up. As far as I can tell, everything is hooked up correctly. I hope. We're gonna try it and see what happens. Hopefully there's no loud explosions. Alright, well. I'll turn that. Look down here. There's nothing. Okay. Well, makes things a little more interesting. Guess I'll hook it up to the tender and see what happens. Float charge. We seem to be good. Here we go. Oh, I've got lights. Yep. Now, the question is, down here, is anything lit? Oh, nothing's lit. That's got to be good. Hui, I have turn signals. I don't have them actually blinking, but at least not the front. Okay, I have a wiring issue, I suppose. Yep. But yeah, I got back blinking. Alright. Oh, dry brakes. I still don't have a front brake. Yeah, my front brake's not doing anything. And my highs and lows are reversed. Huh. Have a back brake. No front brake. And my highs and lows are reversed. So, you know, other than occasionally we get a couple of details. Yeah, it's sort of working. Okay, so here's where we're at. It turns out that there's a little bit of miswiring on this. These lights in the back are not the normal stock lights. I put in lights that are exact duplicates of the ones that were there, but these are double filament bulbs in here, so they're running lights and turn signals. And when I wired them to the ignition switch, and that's fine. But here's the thing. The new module makes it so that when you hit the brake light, the running lights come on too. So all four of those are going to come on along with the brake light also, which is great. That's really cool. It's integrated into the module, but I need a wire for that to happen. And I'm going to have to rewire the front lights to the other part of the module to correct wire in order to give it protection like it's supposed to have. So we got that going, but we did fix the high beam. That's now correct. We had to reverse two wires. No big, but I'll tell you something, the Thunderheart people, man,
that Kevin stayed late. He was off earlier, and he stayed late on the phone to help me, and we figured out a good deal of it. So it starts and things, but we're fixing up the rest. Kevin's going to call me tomorrow when he has some more of the things he needs to have to walk through it with me, and I'm going to go ahead and wire the running lights the way they're supposed to be. And it looks like I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll pick it on up tomorrow. So, hey, there's always something unexpected happening with these babies, huh? All right, folks, have a good one. I'll be wiring for a while. Bye. Okay, so I haven't gone through a huge amount of details putting this in. Part of the problem that you're going to have is that there's not very much room at all in there. I mean, I've got this thing in there sideways now because it has extra wires now because of the adapters. One thing I will mention too, on mine, the turn signals were reversed from it. If you put turn signals in there, that's possible. Make sure you change those out. But also the high beams were reversed, and those were standard. I didn't change those at all, of course. They came that way. So you may need to change the orange and yellow wires on the 6-pin connector. But it's in there, and now I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down, and everything works. Well, so there you have it. We've installed the Thunderheart controller, and she seems to be running fine. You'll notice in the last video that I slowed it down, showing how the turn signals also work as brake lights in conjunction with the brake system, so that's kind of nice. A little more safety, never hurt anyone. And the controller seems to be working fine. Yeah, a couple of little issues earlier on with the wiring, but some of that was me and some of that was the manufacturer. What you gonna do? So you have a couple of choices if this happens to you. You can rewire the entire bike, or go with the Thunderheart. Frankly, I'd probably rather suggest you go with the latter just because it's going to be easier no matter what, and probably less money too. The only real hard part was trying to get the thing put back in there. That had a little bit of a challenge to it, but anyway, if you have any questions or anything, I'm going to put up some schematics and things like that. I've done a few changes to this bike and done obviously a lot of maintenance. Things like LED bulbs. I've got pretty much LED bulbs throughout. I can tell you which ones of those are good, things like that. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them. And if I can't answer, maybe somebody else can. Hey, there ain't that many of us out there, so maybe we can help each other out. That's the whole idea of the video. So anyway, I'll continue to do these as I need to. Take care, and remember, rubber side down.